Did you know the technology you use every single day, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, was influenced by a Hollywood actress? Yes, a movie star from the 1940s not only dazzled the silver screen, but also invented a technology so ahead of its time that the world didn't realize its power until decades later. This is the incredible true story of the hidden woman who made Wi-Fi and Bluetooth possible. Today, we will explore the real and authentic life story of Hedy Lamarr in easy English. This story is perfect for English learners who want to learn English through stories. Hedy Lamarr was born Hedwig Eva Maria Kiesler on November 9, 1914, in Vienna, Austria. She grew up in a rich, cultured family. Her father, an engineer, loved science, and her mother, a pianist, loved music. Imagine living in a home filled with books, machines, and musical instruments. Hedy was curious about everything from a young age. She loved to read about inventions, and she built small machines and chemical experiments in her bedroom. Many people only know her as a glamorous actress, but she had a secret passion for science. Hedy wanted to be an actress, but her interest in science never went away. She studied acting formally, but she also read advanced physics and engineering books in her free time. At 16, she appeared in her first movie, but it was clear that she was more than just a pretty face. People often underestimated her intelligence because of her beauty, a struggle she faced her entire life. Here's a surprising fact: Hedy spoke several languages fluently, including German, French, and English. This made her able to communicate with scientists, directors, and engineers across the world. She was both a polyglot and a scientist. In 1937, Hedy married an Austrian arms dealer, Fritz Mandl. This marriage brought her close to the world of weapons and military technology. She attended secret meetings about submarines, torpedoes, and radio-controlled devices. She realized something amazing: she could combine her knowledge of music, patterns, and machines to solve real-world problems. But she felt trapped in her marriage. She wanted freedom, creativity, and a life where her mind could shine, not just her looks. She secretly left her husband and fled to Paris, and from there, she moved to Hollywood. Most people think Hollywood only polished her beauty, but in reality, it gave her the freedom to explore her ideas in secret. If you are enjoying this story and want to learn English through historical stories like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. You'll get more easy English biographies that are fun, surprising, and true. Hedy was now in Hollywood, glamorous and famous, but her mind was already working on something that could change the world forever. People only saw her movies, but behind the cameras she had plans that would make Wi-Fi and Bluetooth possible, a secret invention hidden inside the mind of a movie star. She was about to start working on an invention that combined science, music, and war technology, something no one expected from a Hollywood actress. But the real challenge was just beginning, and it would take courage, creativity, and risk beyond imagination. Hedy Lamarr had arrived in Hollywood, dazzling audiences with her beauty and charm. People saw her as a glamorous movie star, but her mind was racing with ideas far beyond the silver screen. She had already experienced the world of military technology through her first marriage, and now she was determined to use that knowledge for something bigger. Something that could change the world of communication forever. Hedy knew that during World War II, radio-controlled torpedoes were vulnerable. Enemy forces could jam the signals, making the torpedoes useless. She began thinking, how can we make communication impossible to jam? And then, inspiration struck, not from physics books, but from music. Hedy remembered how piano notes followed patterns, how sequences of sounds could be arranged in harmony. Could these patterns protect signals? Here's something amazing. Hedy Lamarr did not have a formal engineering degree. She was a self-taught inventor, relying on her curiosity, observation, and intelligence. Most people assumed an invention like this could only come from men in labs, but Hedy was about to prove them wrong. She partnered with George Antheil, a composer known for experimental music. Together, they invented a method called frequency hopping. The idea was simple in concept but revolutionary. The signal would jump between different frequencies, like a melody skipping across piano keys. Enemy forces could not follow it, so torpedoes became secure. This invention was patented in 1942. Here's a twist many people don't know: the US Navy didn't use her invention during the war. They thought, it's too complicated. Imagine creating something that could save lives, and then being ignored. For Hedy, this was heartbreaking. She had risked everything: her fame, her privacy, even her reputation in Hollywood, to make this invention, and it seemed to vanish into obscurity. Despite this, Hedy never stopped believing in her ideas. She returned to her acting career, starring in more films, but her mind kept working. She would scribble ideas on scraps of paper between movie scenes, always thinking, always inventing. Her dual life as a glamorous star and a secret inventor was exhausting, but it showed her determination. Hedy often felt lonely. Hollywood celebrated her looks, but very few understood her mind. She faced ridicule when people laughed at the idea of a movie star being an inventor. English learners watching this might imagine how hard it was, being admired by millions for your appearance, but ignored for your intelligence. That contrast can be painful, even for someone as strong as Hedy. Another lesser-known fact: Hedy's frequency hopping concept later became the basis for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and modern wireless communication. But she lived most of her life without seeing the full impact of her invention. Most people today use technology that depends on her ideas, yet they do not know her name. Hedy's story shows that true genius can hide behind unexpected places, like a Hollywood star. Her combination of courage, creativity, and persistence was rare. She had overcome not just technical challenges, but societal expectations and personal struggles. Even after creating a groundbreaking invention, Hedy would face battles that had nothing to do with science. Fame, personal relationships, and the world's misunderstanding of her genius were waiting. And soon, she would confront challenges that tested her mind and heart like never before. She married and divorced multiple times, each relationship bringing both companionship and heartbreak. The media often judged her harshly, focusing on scandals rather than her intelligence. Imagine living in a world where your mind is ignored, and your appearance is praised. Hedy experienced this every day. At the same time, she continued her private experiments. Using her knowledge of radio frequencies and secret codes, she refined her frequency-hopping invention. But the world's recognition was slow. During interviews, she would casually mention her work, only to be laughed at or dismissed. English learners watching this can see a valuable lesson: even the smartest ideas may not be understood immediately, especially when they come from unexpected people. Here's a little-known fact: Hedy Lamarr would sketch diagrams on napkins and write notes in hotel rooms while filming movies. She carried a mind of an inventor hidden in the pockets of a Hollywood costume. These notes eventually became the foundation for modern wireless communication technology. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and even GPS systems rely on the principles she discovered decades earlier. Although her invention was patented in 1942, it took decades before engineers revisited it. For most of her life, she received little credit. Imagine creating technology that connects billions of devices today, and having almost no one acknowledge your work. This makes her story even more inspiring for English learners. Determination, creativity, and patience can leave a lasting legacy, even if recognition is delayed. Hedy often felt lonely and frustrated. Her public image as a glamorous movie star hid her brilliance, and she rarely received invitations from scientific communities. She knew her invention was valuable, but society wasn't ready to take a movie star seriously as a scientist. The emotional weight of being misunderstood would stay with her for years. Yet she never gave up. If you're enjoying this historical story in easy English, remember to subscribe. This channel helps English learners explore history, discover surprising facts, and learn English through stories. Finally, in the 1990s, the world began to notice. Engineers credited Hedy's patent as the inspiration for modern wireless technology. She was honored by scientific organizations and celebrated as a true pioneer. But Hedy herself remained humble. Fame had once focused only on her beauty, but now it slowly shifted to her mind. For the woman who made Wi-Fi and Bluetooth possible, this was both vindication and a quiet triumph. Despite her late recognition, Hedy's journey was far from over. Her final years would be filled with reflection, emotional reconciliations, and a legacy that continues to touch billions of people worldwide, though many still do not know her name. In her later years, Hedy lived in Florida, enjoying solitude and reflection. She rarely appeared in public, but she received letters from scientists, engineers, and students who wanted to thank her for her invention. These messages reminded her that her work had a lasting impact. She often said that her greatest satisfaction was knowing that something she created in secret had transformed modern life. Hedy Lamarr passed away on January 19, 2000, at the age of 85. By then, she had earned posthumous recognition for her invention. Engineers and technology experts celebrated her as a pioneer of wireless communication. Today, every time you connect to Wi-Fi, pair a Bluetooth device, or use GPS, you are using ideas that came from the woman who made Wi-Fi and Bluetooth possible. Her invention was decades ahead of its time, proving that creativity and persistence can shape the world in ways people never imagine. If you enjoyed this true life story in easy English, don't forget to subscribe for more historical stories. You can learn English through stories, discover surprising facts, and be inspired by amazing people like Hedy Lamarr. Share this video with your friends, so more English learners can enjoy history in a fun and simple way. Hedy's life teaches us patience, creativity, and courage. Even after decades, the work of the woman who made Wi-Fi and Bluetooth possible continues to connect the world. Hedy Lamarr reminds us that brilliance often hides where no one expects it, and true innovation can come from courage, curiosity, and an unshakable belief in your ideas. If you are an English learner, and you enjoy learning English through historical stories, subscribe for more easy English content. Thank you for watching. See you in the next history story.